And welcome to the last part of lesson 10.1. Today we are going to talk about area of our circles and their sectors. The formula for the area of our circle is pi times the radius value squared. So notice this time we have to have the radius in order to find the area. So if they give you the diameter, you must find the radius first. And a reminder that your area is always then calculated in your units squared for this reason. All right, so units squared, or you might say like represented like that. So for the first one, if we are looking to find the area of a circle whose radius is 9 centimeters, we are going to plug in pi times that radius value squared, and we're going to round to the nearest tenth for our final answers this time. So pi, so second caret to get that pi times that radius value squared is about 254.5. Okay, so again, you always want to make sure you are using the pi button on the calculator for the most accurate answer, even if you're just rounding. And again, this time it's going to be our units are centimeters squared. In the second example, they are giving us the diameter is 15. So reminder, if they give us the diameter is 15, we must cut that in half to find the radius value first before we can plug it into the formula. So our area this time is pi times our radius value squared. So again, when we use this calculator, we're going to do second pi. We're going to use that pi button for the best approximation, and then times 7.5 squared. It's about 176.7 meters squared this time. Now we can also use the formula to help us work backwards, because this time we're trying to find the diameter given the area. So again, we know our formula is pi times that radius value squared, but they gave us, this time instead of a radius, a more diameter, they gave us that area is 42.25 pi. We know that equals pi times the radius squared. So step one, if we divide the pi from both sides, it ends up canceling out. And we have r squared equals 42.25. And we know we can square root then to get what just the radius is. So the square root of 42.25 gives us 6.5. So that's our radius. And then reminder, we need to take that radius value of 6.5, and we will end up doubling that to find our diameter. So if we double 6.5, our diameter would be 13 yards. Because again, it wants the diameter this time. All right, we have an example then for you to try with one of the work backwards problems. This time your area is 144 pi. You are finding the radius. In example 4, we are going to make a homemade pizza whose diameter is 18 inches, and we want to make sure that we uncover this entire pizza with cheese. So we need to make a decision. Can we get away with purchasing the small package for 250, or do we need the larger one that is 400 square inches worth of cheese? All right, so which one would be our better option? So first of all, we are given that diameter is 18, which means our radius is 9. And that total area then of our pizza, pi times our radius squared, is 254.5. Okay, so if we look, 254.5, that's a little too big to be able to take that smaller bag of cheese, right? It maxes at 250 and we want the entire thing. So we need to buy the larger bag so that we make sure we have enough, right? Because 250 square inches is too small. Right? We need 254. Now, speaking of our pizza and our slice of our pizza, right? We have sectors of our circle. So what if we don't want the area of the entire thing, right? The area of the entire circle. We just want the area of the slice of pizza, right? Just one piece of the pie. That's where we involve a sector. And the area of a sector is found by taking your central angle measure, or that arc measure, right? And we have pi r squared, then that. So you're basically taking a fraction of that center. And again, n is the measure of that central angle or the arc that we're intercepted onto. So if we went to the area of this first sector, we are going to take 120, that central angle measure, divided by 360, and then times pi times our radius value squared. And when you type this in the calculator, you can do it all as one step, 120 divided by 360, but times pi times that radius value of 15 squared, and we get 235.6 square feet. And then next example, again, they start this time by giving us the diameter. So we know we need to cut that in half to have the radius. So the radius is going to be 6. Central angle measure this time is 72 degrees. So 72 divided by 360 times pi times that radius value squared. Again, we can type this as 72 divided by 360, but times pi times that radius value squared. This time we get about 22.6 centimeters squared for that. All right, we have 2 examples now for you to try. The first one, you are finding the area of the sector in example A. And then in the second one, you are finding the area of the sector. Be careful that you are given the diameter to start. All right, last 2 examples are some more word problem type problems. So in the first one, it says the Little Caesars pizza has a diameter of 14 inches, and we cut it into 8 even slices. What would be the area of one slice? Okay, a couple options to do this, but one way we could think about this is if we find the area of this whole pizza, and again, if the diameter is 14, radius is 7, we can find the area of this whole pizza, right? So pi times that radius value squared. Now that would be the area of the whole pizza. So if you want to divide it up, if it's being divided into 8 equals even slices, if we divide this by 8, that will give us the area of just one slice, so 19.2 square inches. In example 8, we have a medium pizza whose diameter is 14 inches, and it's going to be cut into 6 equal slices. An extra large pizza has a diameter of 18 inches, and we're cutting it into 8 equal slices, which then would have the bigger slice of pizza. So we got to think about this as first 2 separate problems, because if I have my medium-sized pizza, diameter is 14, radius is 7. Again, my whole pizza is going to have pi times the radius squared, but we're going to divide that into 6 equal pieces this time. So we're going to take pi times our radius squared, but then divide that into 6 equal pieces. Each one's going to be about 25.7, right, square inches. The second one, our extra large pizza, again, has a diameter of 18, so its radius is 9. And this time we're going to take that and we're going to divide it into 8 equal pieces. So pi times that radius value squared, but divided by our 8 equal pieces, we get about 31.8. So even though we have more slices, there will actually be more room in our extra large pizza to have the bigger slice. So we're making sure that we actually answer the question, which pizza will provide a larger slice. The extra large pizza has more square inches per slice. Thanks everyone for watching. Hopefully you're not too hungry now. We'll talk more about this in class.